as presidential candidates, because it is not the turn of the North to rule again after Buhari. Of course, I mean, you can look at it in various ways, legal or political. Certainly not legal. Our law books are very clear, the Constitution is very clear that I can stand the election 20 times and I can lose 20 times. But nothing should stop me from contesting election if I want to. But then, when you look at it in terms of, well, do me, I do you. Rub my back and I rub yours. The North has rubbed more backs than is back being rubbed. Obasanjo couldn't get 10,000 votes in front of his house. I sat with him when he declared, and I told the journalists that spoke to him rudely most of the time, I said he would be president in Nigeria by the votes of northern Nigeria, and he did. Even there, well, we got paid back somehow. It wasn't appreciated as such. Who brought Jonathan? The North did. Who voted Abiola? The North did, in my sitting room, to defeat my younger brother, Tofa. All these are sacrifices being made by Northerners. And even if you are talking about the years in power from 1999 to date, Obasanjo 8 years, Jonathan 6, 14, Umar 2, and now Buhari 8, 10. So I've been old even in the number, pure number of years, 4 years. 4 years, even on that, even on those terms. But the issue shouldn't have been we are not qualified to contest. We have no right to contest. Certainly, this is the reason why we are saying now that the issue in Nigerian political environment must be based on democratic tenets only. There will be no issue of reserving anything for anybody. If you win an election, you win on the basis of this thumbprint. If you win, we accept. But if we win, there's no way you can deny us victory. No way. We will not accept that at all, and we'll be ready. So this is the point. Now, we are almost at the point when these elections will hold. And we have been in constant touch with our colleagues. We had, the Northern Elders Forum had remained committed to talk to other Nigerians on any matter at any time. And if there are differences, we should resolve it on the basis of discussion. But for us to be beginning to see threats that if this happens and we don't like it, we'll do something negative. So we are warning that the elections hopefully will be conducted free, fair, and credible. And anybody who wins the election must be accepted as the winner of the election.
they drink, they fornicate, they do all the things that all human beings do. There's no question of anybody being truly a Muslim there. You know, even I mean, I knew a chief judge who was supposed to be leading Muslim prayers, who anytime he came to me in my official residence, would put brandy or whiskey in a mug and be drinking, and they will smoke and all that. So I don't think it's religion. When they started this Sharia, how many of them are obeying the Sharia? How many of them? No, not none of their leaders. So it's not religion per se, but they use religion to deceive people and say, Hausas were not Muslims at all. So they say, well, let's give you a superior religion, we'll give you Islam. But that didn't apply to the South, because we've had Muslims in Yoruba land even before 14th century.
So truly, what we are fighting against, or what is going on, is clash of culture.
And civilizations.
And civilizations.
That's right.
Not really the Fulani versus the Igbo, or the Fulani versus the Yoruba.
No.
It's clash of civilizations.
Yes, clash of civilizations and clash of cultures. Yes, you're right.
That means we have not really integrated as a people.
Never. We have never been.
So the word the Nigerian people is a fallacy. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Because, again, in those days, you will say, there have always been Igbo markets, Hausa markets in Enugu. There have always been sabos in Shagamu. But those sabos were occupied by Hausas. Hausas are peaceful people. We traded in Kola North. We did. Even the few Fulanis that came with them at that time, when you had a sabo in Shagamu or in Ibadan here, they would still look for one Fulani man and make him their seriki.
How did the Hausa accept
they were subdued. They were subdued.
Despite their large number.
Yes, they were subdued. Of course, they killed, they ruined, they extirpated their 7 kingdoms. They killed their 7 rulers and took over under the guise of religion. Another thing they used the word corruption. Oh, your people are corrupt. We are saints. Your people are corrupt. They've always used the word corruption to deceive people.
But the jihad is over. How come the Hausa man is yet to claim that Hausaness again?
It's just now that the efforts we are making in the South have begun to yield fruits. You will be surprised to hear that now in Hausa land, we now have Hausa Christians. Never had that before. Never. You now have Middle Belt Forum that are saying we are not Northerners, we are Middle Belters. We are not Northerners. Don't call us Northerners. Now, when you see a Jukun man or you see a Lantan man and you say you are Hausa or you are Fulani, he will be angry. He may even draw his dagger. Don't call me Fulani. I'm not Fulani. I'm not Hausa. What we did not know until recently is that when you call a Fulani man Hausa, he will be angry. He will say Banzani. Because he knows that I'm superior to Hausa. How can you say I'm Hausa? But before now, before Buhari came to establish his suzerainty over Nigeria, we all lumped all of them together for Northerners. And like I wrote some 4 years ago, there's no North. There's no North that we used to know. The North is dead. There's nothing called North anymore.
So there's a Fulani now standing on his own.
He's standing on his own. There's no more North. If they try any war today, oh God of mercy. The kind of cohesion you had in the army, the military in 1966, will never happen again in this country, if there is a country at all. You will not find a Hausa soldier now, an Igbo soldier going to Enugu to kill a fellow Igbo. You will not even find an Igbo soldier coming to Ibadan to kill a Yoruba man, or a Yoruba soldier going to Enugu to kill an Igbo man. It will not happen again. So the Lantan people, the Benue people will never ever allow themselves to be used by any Fulani mischief maker.
So if I'm getting you right, your argument is that the Fulani hegemony has been broken.
Dead.
If the Fulani hegemony has been broken,
yes,
does it mean that the social structure of Nigeria is about to witness a very hard hit that will lead to a new Nigeria?
Yes, for those who agree with you to the extent of the fact that there are still some people who want a Nigeria, a group that I don't belong to. But for such people, yes, with the weakening of Fulani hegemony, there could be a Nigeria that will integrate the Soba Fulanis, the town Fulanis, and still reconstruct, rebuild, and then have a Nigeria that should be. But I, as a person, as Tola Deni, believe that it will take probably 1,000 years to change the mindset of a Fulani person whose philosophy is kill, maim, rape, send away people from there.
And welcome back again. It was the computer, no, the laptop, not computer, because I'm not using a computer, that crashed in the middle of the program. That shows the heavy load that the work is doing. When we tell people that media, media, only shuku shuku, what we do, we run programs continuously. Mobile phone cannot do the kind of job that we are doing. But as many people don't seem to get that message, it means the system we're using yesterday was working, almost throughout the whole day yesterday. We were on the program Don Shilano. That program lasted for 4 hours. I did a program before then, another 3 hours, 7 hours. Lori machine and there's still other jobs that is doing, whether I am live or not. So when we say that support the media, look, you need a media that can challenge the situation that we are dealing with. We are not dealing with anything more than to tell those at home that no problem until Teba realize pé inú Nigeria te wà yẹn ó ní problem. Nigeria gangan ní problem. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tí àjẹ́ àbí oṣó kankan lè forget the nonsense yẹn. Everybody bá wà okay. Minimal problem ni a máa deal pẹ̀lú lórí àjẹ́, oṣó, hospital, accident, this. But because we have been told lies by this same corrupt politician. But how do you fight those things back when you don't have a robust media that can stand firm shoulder to shoulder with them? In TVC ni àwọn tí ni, and TVC change the narrative in tèmi sọ lójoojúmọ́. So in táwọn èèyàn lọ ń gbọ́ ní TVC wá lọ jókòó wá lọ gbọ́ Jídé Òjìtótó àti gbogbo journalist hangout. Irọ́ dẹ̀ ló ń pa. Ẹ lọ máa gbọ́ wọn, ẹ lọ gbọ́ AIT, ẹ lọ gbọ́ channels. Do you know how much they're investing in their operation tí kò support ilẹ̀ Yorùbá? But some of you don't understand that. So tabani by now katira another brand new trade system. Láti máa fi kan bá ti shut down by kíkẹ́ máa ṣiṣẹ́. But we will not stop working with the little that we have. You don't understand what is called media. Iṣẹ́ media kò ń ṣe iṣẹ́ tó máa lọ round, especially we are dealing with a monster. But ẹ máa sunkún ẹ̀tẹ̀ wà nílé, especially those of you that are not getting the message. Tinubu ò lè change anything. Ẹ máa sunkún ni mo sọ fún yín. 4 years. The naira is not going to go down. The dollar is not going to go down. Cost of living máa lọ sókè. And we will not be able to help every one of you. Maybe àwọn kan máa rí help, but not everybody. But we are talking about in a large scale. Ẹgbọ́n tí Chief Tọ́ládé ní ìsọ níbẹ̀ yẹn. We're still talking about the fake democracy that some of you are probably celebrating today. There's no need for us to celebrate any nonsense democracy because we've never been in democracy in the first place. Democracy is just lies. Lies. Irọ́ tó gbé fún yín. But so many Yoruba people are always happy. They believe that the country is in the right trajectory or move toward the right projection. It's lies. Nigeria is dead. Dead, gone. Gbogbo tẹ́kàn rí, just the green, white, green. That word Nigeria is no longer valid outside Nigeria. That is why tó bá fẹ́ lọ America lẹ́ni as a Nigerian citizen, wàá lọ dúró fún 3 years kó tó gba appointment. Ṣé bí àwọn ọmọ Britain ṣe ń dúró nìyẹn tó bá fẹ́ lọ sí America? Ṣé tí ẹni tó fẹ́ lọ sí America lẹ́ni nísìn láti UK ṣé ó máa lọ dúró fún 3 years láti gba appointment? But ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé wọ́n fún yín ní false hope. Every day you wake up is all about the false hope. Àwa dẹ̀ ń sọ fún yín pé ẹ jẹ́ àdúró ti bàbá Akíntóyè, ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo akájọ ṣe sí ojú kan. Ẹni no. Ẹ náà politicians ilẹ̀ fẹ́ràn, àwọn olóṣèlú ilẹ̀ fẹ́ràn, and we are saying no problem. Continue to love your enemies. These are not your friends. Your politician nílé gbogbo wọn pátá láì yọ ẹnìkankan sílẹ̀. They are not your friends. They are your enemies. If Chief Toladeni máa ń jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé it's going to take 1,000 years, which could likely power àti Fulani máa ṣe together, like we were playing on the other side before, and I only have just about an hour plus, even not up to an hour plus for this program. But we already done a minute mo ti ṣe ní the other program kó tó di pé laptop mi crash and it was not flagged down, so there's nothing like flag down. One flag gbogbo yẹn táwọn èèyàn máa ń sọ yẹn, you know, they don't understand how things work in the technology. So it was my system that crashed. It has nothing to do with flagging. So let's just listen to the last 2 minutes, and I'll remind you again in Yoruba, so in this broadcast as well, just for record purpose, in 12 June, Monday, 2023, and you can celebrate June 12, Abi. You're wasting your time. Abiola was a bastard himself that destroyed Yoruba land. I'm not hesitating to use that word. Ó wà lára àwọn tó destroy Baba Awólọ́wọ̀. Ìyẹ́ ìlú náà ń jẹ tí wọ́n fi di pé àwọn Fúlàní yẹn pàdánù. Kóhun àti Elédùmarè kọjọ máa lọ yanjú ẹ̀ lọ́run.
And let me occupy it. That is the bush Fulani.
It is the bush Fulani.
Not the town Fulani.
Not the town Fulani.
And the town Fulani is more in number.
No! The town Fulani is less than 1%.
How did you get that figure?
Oh, go and find out. Let them allow a sense. Who are the town Fulani? There are very few. The ones who have in Abuja. Or the few that dot spaces in Sokoto. I'm sure that you know that Sokoto, as we speak, is not a Fulani town.
Is it not?
No, that's the mistake we make. Zamfara is not a Fulani town. There are more houses in Zamfara than Fulani. There are more houses in Kano than Fulani.
But the Fulani govern.
They are a town. They are in charge.
Yes, so it's their town.
Yes. By subterfuge, by cunning, by crookedness, by all sorts of gimmickry.
Or by integration.
Not integration, by intimidation. And I said they are politically savvy. What they did to the rest of Nigeria, when they realized that the Fulani in the military, they could no longer use the military to retain power indefinitely. Since they've had power, they had access to the treasury, they say, oh yes,
sorry, the audio was muted. Sorry, I muted the. Thank you so much, Clement. I was actually saying thank you so much. I know the audio was muted for 10 seconds there. It's back now. Thank you so much, Mr. Clement, for your donation, and those of you that continue to support the platform in your very, very big, massive way. It does not matter how small you are giving. It's adding up, and hopefully, we will continue without hesitating. Most of you, we don't have any other job. This is the project Limibedani, and that project means it will be. We have to call it. And it does not matter how soon, it does not matter how long. But one thing is, our consistent will be that something that will change the narrative. I will be back to back, Belon TVC channels. I will knock them off with the little device that I have from UK, because they're telling lies. Channels is telling you lies. They're telling you lies. They know that there's nothing called Nigeria. We will hate each other, and the Igbos especially, we all hate. Everybody knows that, because everybody point the finger at them especially. So you will not give them the room. That is why everybody needs to break up that country and go our separate ways. And it can be done through negotiation, diplomacy, and looking at whatever structure we have together and let everybody go their separate way. So once again, thank you so much to those of you that continue to support the platform. Let's listen back to how the Fulani played our mind. And I can't mention all the names this morning. I'm very, very pressed with time. Fulani are very smart people. They know that the Yoruba people love money, just like they allow MK Abiola to tamper with the ITT. He stole so much money, they gave him so much access. Just do whatever you want to do, but you will do what we want you to do. The same thing goes with each and every single one of them like that. What they did was very smart. They gave them money. Middle belt, just shut up, but we will control the narrative. And that narrative is now having impact on our lives today after the failed 63 years of independence and the failed democracy that came back in 1999. Some of you think that you are in democracy. Oh, Nigeria is a democratic country. Nigeria is in democracy. You are wasting your time. Democracy in Nigeria. Until the indigenous people have access back and we can Yoruba, tá a bá ti sọ èdè wa lójoojúmọ́ ní post office, nínú bank, ní airport, ní ilé-iṣẹ́, ní everywhere tí gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wà, èdè wa ní number one tó yẹ ká máa fi communicate. Ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú English. Ìjẹ́ mọ̀ pé English, mo mọ̀ èèyàn kan tó lọ ṣe English, ẹni ẹ̀ fẹ́ gba passport ẹ̀, British passport, wọ́n process ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́, wọ́n wá pè mí, wọ́n ní ṣé mo mọ̀ pé àwọn lọ san £150 for 10 minutes kọ́kọ́ fi sọ̀rọ̀ pé àwọn lè gbọ́ English. I mean, ó dà pé ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ wá ń lé understand the game táwọn òyìnbó ń play pẹ̀lú wa. Wọ́n play brain wa, wọ́n change narrative tó wà lórí yín. Wọ́n jẹ́ kẹ́ máa fi pé wà nínú democracy, but sí nínú democracy, òyìnbó gan fúnra rẹ̀ gan mọ̀, British gan mọ̀ pé sí nínú democracy. But àgbáyé kàn máa jẹ́ kẹ́ feel pé wà nínú democracy. How can tó máa sọ fún ẹni tó jẹ́ pé English ló ní first language wa ní Nàìjíríà tó bá wá fẹ́ gba British passport wà á lọ ṣe tán after tó bá ti ṣe life in UK yẹn cost £50. Tó bá wá ṣe life ẹni tó fẹ́ naturalize ni mò ń sọ nísìnyí o kó lè bá mọ rí owó táwa náà máa rí lọ́jọ́ iwájú lágbára Ọlọ́run nígbà tá bá ti gbàlú wa. Èdè ní gbogbo tíyàn máa ń sọ. Germany ò lè débẹ̀ nísìnyí lọ béèrè lọ́wọ́ sísá wa Yèyé Dára. Tó o bá gbọ́ èdè ò lè gbé ní Germany. Tó o bá gbọ́ èdè ò lè gbé ní Italy. Tó o bá gbọ́ èdè ò lè gbé ní àwọn Arab country kankan nítorí pé wọ́n kì í sọ English is not their language. Tó bá lọ sí Lithuania o gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ èdè. Tó bá lọ sí Turkey o gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ èdè. Ìjìnlẹ̀ bó ṣe wà nísìnyí o gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ èdè láti lè gbé níbẹ̀. Torí pé èdè ló máa fi bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Àwọn ará èmi ti lọ́bẹ̀ rí wọn ò ń báyàn sọ English. Tó bá sọ pé English wọn náà wọn gbọ́ torí pé English ò kì í ṣe èdè wọn, but ẹ̀yin sọ pé ẹ wà ní democracy ẹ wá ń sọ English. Àwa táwa jẹ́ opportunity pé a kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà tí bá wá fẹ́ gba British passport máa lọ ṣe life in UK. Ìtòmí ni pé o gbọ́dọ̀ lọ mọ̀ the value of ìlú tó ń gbé so that o ní máa jàjà tó jẹ́ kó jà. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń jàjà ẹ̀sìn ẹ̀ ń waste bloody hell time yín nílé. Ìjẹ̀sìn kọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀ka máa jà, ìjà èdè yẹn gangan lẹ́ẹ̀ka máa jà pé a fẹ́ padà máa sọ èdè wa ní gbogbo secondary school, ní gbogbo primary school. Àwọn Chinese ò ń lo English láti fi kọ́yàn ní maths. Wọ́n ń lo English láti fi kọ́yàn ní physics. Wọ́n ń lo English láti fi kọ́yàn ní chemistry, biology. Èdè Chinese ni wọ́n ń lò. Gbogbo ìwé tí Chinese fi ń lò tó fi ń present ní tó bá lọ sí Turkey, Turkish language ni wọ́n fi ń kọ́ra wọn ní school. But ẹ̀yin nísìnyí àwa kọ́ English tán wà wá dé sí university wà wá dé UK wà wá gbé ní bíbá wà wá fẹ́ gba British passport wà wá ní kó lọ ṣe English wà wá san £150 for 10 minutes. Ìwọ tó fẹ́ wá sí UK láti wá kàwé àbí ìwọ tó fẹ́ wá ṣiṣẹ́ fáwọn healthcare system tí ó free ó dà pé ìyẹn ti wà ní ṣékíṣékì, but àwọn èèyàn sì ń wá fẹ́ni tó fẹ́ wá kàwé kò ní ṣe gbogbo èèyàn. Wà wá ní kó lọ ṣe IELTS. Ṣé o rí pé kò make sense? So kí la wá kúkú ń sọ English fún gan ní Nàìjíríà? It shows that the fraud tó wà nínú Nàìjíríà yẹn kò ń ṣe kékeré, but lọ́dọ̀ yín inú yín dùn pé Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu, the number 16 president, Bàbá Akíntóyè dẹ̀ sọ, just to come back to his own letter here. Bàbá yẹn jẹ́ kó yé wa clearly after this video. Kí ni video ìfẹ́ play out? Òun ni pé ó jẹ́ kó yé wa bàbá Chitọ́lá Adéníyì jẹ́ kó yé wa pé àwọn north tó ń pè ní Fúlàní torí pé wọ́n ti destroy Hausa kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Hausa mọ́. Hausa side have been taken off. gbogbo àwọn Gànjúdé yẹn gbogbo wọn Fúlàní ni wọ́n El-Rufai Fúlàní ni ẹja gbọ́n tí wọ́n sọ níbí ìbátan. Then we go into the statement of Baba Akintoye. Once again, this is Koikimedia, and very good morning to you all.
Edward is from the East or wherever. Brilliant man. He may likely oppose us and contest with us and rival us. Let's make him an ambassador. Let's give him an oil block. Let's make him a billionaire. We padlock his mouth. Let's get an Abiola. Make him a billionaire. Let's get this. Let's get that. And make them big. They will never be able to look us in the face. Then we can continue. Looting the treasury, we can continue. And once when we are in control of the treasury, we are in control of everywhere. So we can hire thugs. We can do whatever we would like. And that is why they introduced what I call plutocracy into Nigerian political etymology. Plutocracy.
Meaning?
Plutocracy is the government of the rich.
Yeah.
Oligarchy is the government of the muscle men.
And that was Chief Toladeni Kolombawa Ke àwọn bàbá yẹn àti gbogbo yín bàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ẹ ṣí wa lọ́kàn kúrò lára Nàìjíríà torí pé ọkàn wa ti kúrò lára Nàìjíríà láti 2 years ago but àìtí ìgbà country wa kò síbi kankan lágbàáyé tí wọ́n sọ pé Yorùbá nation country ti exist fàbúni anywhere tó bá sọ pé ó ti exist irọ́ ni ẹni kò ìkì sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ and they cannot challenge it. Mú bọ̀. Once again, mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ àwọn máa ń gba lẹ́tà lójoojúmọ́ ni ara ṣẹ́kùn táwọn kan ṣe nìyẹn postman wa deliver letter. It's only in Nigeria that they don't have a system that works. So we are now 9:28. I want to remind you again, letter Baba Akintoye, just briefly before we move further. But again, tó bá fi ìpín Nàìjíríà máa ṣiṣẹ́ irọ́ ló pa. Babaláwo kankan ò lè sọ pé Nàìjíríà máa ṣiṣẹ́. Gbogbo àwọn churches yẹn pátá gbogbo wọn ẹni mo challenge wọn. Àdúrà tó bá ń ṣe wọ́n kàn ń ṣe for the benefit sake pé a gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣàdúrà ni. But mi ọ̀kan bá náà ń ṣàdúrà fún Nàìjíríà lọ́lẹ̀ pa Nàìjíríà ò lè ṣiṣẹ́. It is dead, completely dead, especially for àwọn ọ̀ràn Yorùbá. Mọ in tí à ń dúró dè pé ká gba country wa ká máa sọ èdè kọ́ máa fi èdè kọ́ wa ní English kọ́ máa fi èdè kọ́ wa ní chemistry physics government biology introductory technology gbogbo language tá a bá fẹ́ máa fi ṣe subject èdè wa la máa lò automatically but in tó ń ṣe nísìnyí pé wọ́n play game wọ́n don't play democracy kọ́lọ̀ fún Tinubu lẹ́mìí gígùn àtàlàfíà kó túbọ̀ máa push ẹ̀ gbogbo tó ní nínú government for now is 4 years 2027 ni Tinubu máa padà jáde again láti tún fi wá béèrè fún another term. For now 8 years will guarantee. For now 8 years will guarantee. He can only get the first 4 years.
Impediment to Yoruba development is the impediment to Yoruba development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we?
Ẹ̀gbọ́n tẹ́gbọ́n mi sọ níbẹ̀ kọ́lọ́ bá wà pẹ̀lú wọn comrade George Akínọlá mo kí Ṣọlá Sàlàkọ̀ my sister as well mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin sisters wa tí ẹ ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́. Nobody should give up. Sister Bukki mo kí yín dáadáa. We will not stop until gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tó wà nílé ẹ get the message pé ẹ sí nínú democracy kankan. Nàìjíríà ti take wa backward. Àwa tá wà nílùú òyìnbó ń sọ fún mi pé according to ẹni tó pè mí pé òun fẹ́ lọ gba British passport ó ń process ẹ̀ kò tí ì sówó tó máa fi ṣe nationalization o ìyẹn máa cost ẹ̀ ní £1,300 ó fẹ́ di British citizen. Why imagine taba now tó fẹ́ di Yorùbá citizen multiply 1,300 by so many people tó fẹ́ di British citizen láàárọ̀ because tó bá ti ní access láti gba passport yẹn that takes you to so many places. as against the Nigerian passport. Nigerian passport ò lè gbé ẹdẹ tó tọ́nu bọ́sẹ̀ àfi tí Tinubu bá yọ gbogbo àwọn olórí burúkú bomb bastard àwọn immigration officer yẹn. By now sẹ inú sì ń bí mi ó yẹ kí Tinubu ti yọ gbogbo wọn àfẹ́rí Fúlàní kankan ní gbogbo ọ̀nà Benin Republic ó kó Yorùbá síbẹ̀. Èmi gbàbẹ̀ kọjá some few years ago. The intimidation tó wà ní border pẹ̀lú àwọn olórí burúkú Fúlàní yẹn kò ń ṣe kékeré rárá. Bó ṣe ń pa gbogbo ìyá tí a ń sọ fún pé Yorùbá country ní kẹtẹ̀lé Yorùbá nation ní ká support gbogbo ẹ̀yin lẹ́nu ń kó rice ẹ̀yin ló ń molest ẹ̀yin ló ń destroy gbogbo yín ló ń wọlé wá pa yín nínú ṣọ́ọ̀pù yín ló ń kó rice wọ́n torí pọ́ ìyàn gbé rice báàgì méjì mẹ́ta wọ́n á yìnbọn fún àwọn ọmọ yẹn. Whereas ní north wọ́n ṣí gbogbo border wọ́n ń kó weapon wọlé wọ́n ń kó mọ́tò wọlé north nìkan ló lè gba mọ́tò tó yẹ pé ò ní san tax ẹ mọye Range Rover àwọn mọ́tò ńláńláńlá tó ń kó gba nìjẹ́ tó fi wọnú Nàìjíríà. But tó bá fẹ́ gbé mọ́tò wá láti Benin nísì wọ́n ní í lára but ẹ̀yin gangan lẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní àwa lára pé n táwọn sọ yẹn kò make sense. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé tá bá ti gba country wa immigration officer tó máa bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ kò ní sọ òyìnbó mọ́ Yorùbá lẹ́ máa fi sọ̀rọ̀. À lè gbọ́ra wa yé dáadáa kò yẹn ọ̀mí ìpò máa rófin òfin máa wà system máa wà ìyẹn láti sọ fún yín pé country la fẹ́ gbà kò ń ṣe àdúgbò kan tí ìyá lórí burúkú tó ń pè ní dúpọ̀ ní tìrìm the fucking bastard tó dé tó ń da gbogbo ẹ̀rú tá à ń sọ fún yín pé bá ṣe fẹ́ gbà ó ní process but wọ́n jókòó wọ́n sọ jágbajàgba lórí platform wọn wọ́n disturb brain yín but ẹ̀yin tí ẹ dúró tán ẹ fọkànbalẹ̀ àwọn tó ń ṣe APC wọ́n máa sunkún 4 years àwọn náà yìí ẹ sun ẹ̀jẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín ẹ máa wọ́wọ́ ilé ẹ̀ ní rí ọmọ yẹn fẹ́ bímọ ìnílé ẹ̀ níṣèkó ọmọgọmọ níbi tá a dúró dé nísìn nítorí pé owó èèyàn wá sílẹ̀ àárọ̀ yìí nísìn the pound sterling ẹ jẹ́ kí n wò ó woman kan máa ń send sí mi láràárọ̀ even though bá àlówó ta fẹ́ send sílé kí èèyàn kan má dẹ̀ pè mí fún owó kankan àlówó ta fẹ́ fẹ́ èmi gan mídíà mi need owó rẹpẹtẹ I need more than 20,000 pounds tó bá possible láti fi engineer ta gbé dání but it's not gonna come straight away like that. We need more than 20,000 pounds. Media ń ṣiṣẹ́ kékeré rárá. Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ máa rí 24 hours transmission. We will need to inject money into it. Dẹ̀ fẹ́ gbọ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn olóṣèlú. Tí bá ní mo ní 20,000 pounds nísìn, ṣèbí Ṣèyí Tinubu ilé $11 million ló rà. Ẹ fi pé tí bá sọ pé mo ní ìdòwò nísìn, mo kàn máa sáàbù wọn ni, nílé ìṣẹ́lẹ̀ tá à ń ṣe mọ́. And that is why TVC ò ní sọ òótọ́ fún yín lójoojúmọ́. Gbogbo 24 hours tí TVC ń ṣe ìrọ̀lọ́pàá fún yín. Gbogbo 24 hours tí Channels television ṣe ìrọ̀lọ́pàá fún yín ó dà pé AIT ló dà pé ó wà a little bit balance AIT nìkan ló wà a little bit balance. Mo bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ń lọ wo ohun tí woman send wá láàárọ̀ ẹ̀. Àárọ̀ yìí nísìn tí bá fẹ́ send owó lọ sí Nigeria rate today is 960 naira and I'll show you kí lè bá mọ̀ pé èyí tí mo sọ tòótọ́ ni. Let's finish this first.
This country that is already shot to pieces.
Nigeria tó ti shot to pieces. 2017 ni fídíò tẹ̀ ń wò yìí. Nigeria tó ti shot to pieces. Òun lẹ́yìn wá fẹ́ sọ pé ìṣe democracy. Àwọn gómìnà yìí láàárọ̀ yìí nísìnyí gbogbo wọ́n máa ṣe àṣẹṣán, mọ̀dàṣán, menstruation, acclamation, all lies. It's all lies. Ìwọ jí láàárọ̀ nísìnyí. O jí o ṣe kankan o kàn sùn o jí o wá ń wá bàbá kan tó lọ máa dúró sábẹ́ ilé ẹ̀ tó máa ní ẹjọ́ sà bàbá sà aláyé sà tẹ̀mí mọ́lẹ̀ kó tó kọjá and you think that is a lie. Àwọn kan ní ìwà òkè lóòótọ́ kò ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ tó wà Nàìjíríà lórí burúkú but mo sorry láti sọ olórí burúkú ló pọ̀ ní Nàìjíríà nísìn kò ń ṣe pé mo sorry gan láti sọ nítorí pé ìlú tó fún yín ní access sí the basic things of life ẹ ti di olórí burúkú. Ìyẹn lẹ ṣe wọ́n wá prayer láti fi rectify ẹ̀ no prayer ò lè rectify yẹn no prayer kọ́ ló máa rẹ̀ ẹ bá lọ sọ́dọ̀ Genesis lójoojúmọ́ ẹ bá máa lọ sọ́dọ̀ ìyá àdúrà mo nífẹ̀ẹ́ ìyá àdúrà ò lè solve gbogbo problem tó wà Nàìjíríà kẹ lọ sọ́dọ̀ ìyá àdúrà lójoojúmọ́ kò lè solve problem yìí because we are talking about a whole Yoruba country a whole Yoruba state mélòó ni ìyá àdúrà fẹ́ ṣe níbẹ̀ á ṣe wọ̀nba tó lè ṣe philanthropist ò lè solve gbogbo problem ìlú tán country fúnra rẹ̀ gan láti máa ṣiṣẹ́ philanthropist kọ̀ máa wá sọ̀tẹ̀ out díẹ̀díẹ̀ ẹ báyà máa lọ tó sọ́dọ̀ Kokun foundation I don't have any problem with all these individuals but it's a fact Nigeria is holding us back. Ẹ̀gbọ́n tí comedy sọ lẹ́ǹkan yẹn èèyàn kan náà káwọn kan renew resident permit àwọn ó cost àwọn ní £4,000. So kí la fẹ́ máa ṣe nílùú ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ mọ́ nísìn níbi tí a ti dé nísìn àwọn táwa ní UK no kí la fẹ́ máa ṣe ká jí làárọ̀ ká lọ sí hospital ká lọ ṣiṣẹ́ ká jí làárọ̀ ká lọ sí ibi iṣẹ́ oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀sẹ̀ ló wà àwọn kan ṣiṣẹ́ factory náà nílùú yìí àwọn kan mọ́tò ló ń wà àwọn kan uber ló ń wà àwọn kan nurse àwọn kan doctor láwọn tó kàwé díẹ̀ àwọn kan wà ní private sector àwọn òṣèlú kan dẹ̀ wà ní government iṣẹ́ government ni pé tó bá jí làárọ̀ ibi tí wọ́n lọ sí council wàá jókòó sínú office èmi àwa pè wọ́n hello tó bá wá pè á tún máa sọ òyìnbó sí ẹ wàá máa what's your name Tèmítọ́pẹ́ ẹ káàárọ̀ mà kò ní fẹ́ sọ Yorùbá sí ẹ torí pé á rò pé òun fẹ́ ṣe favour fún ẹ wọ́n pọ̀ báyìí nínú yìí o wọ́n pọ̀ náà àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá àwọn ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní council jù especially ní gbogbo south east tó bá kí wọn pé ẹ káàárọ̀ ń bẹ yẹn pọ̀ nídẹ̀ náà torí wọ́n feel pé àwọn ìgbà tó ti sọ èdè sí wọn yẹn ó fẹ́ favour ni ìtàwọn Somalia yẹn fi bẹ́tà wa nìyẹn Somalia máa ń kóra wọn jọ ni wọ́n máa ń kóra wọn jọ ni nínú community wọn ara tí bàbá Dr. KABIRU kò sí narrative tó fẹ́ change nìyẹn a ti wà nínú system tí à ń jẹ wá ní bíbá ní embassy olórí burúkú ní embassy ta ní bíbá one bastard ni kò sí gan àfi tí Tinubu bá yọ àwọn Fúlàní tó wà ní immigration gangan I am not talking about the high commissioner tọmọ Yorùbá ni ìyẹn kò dàbí figure head ni bàbá tó wà ń bẹ kókòsù kó jí ó kàn ṣe figure head ni àwọn málà ló wà nídìí passport Tinubu gbọ́dọ̀ yọ Haúsá tó wà ní immigration yẹn ó gbọ́dọ̀ yọ ìbọ̀bọ̀ tó wà níbẹ̀ kó fọmọ Yorùbá síbẹ̀ àfẹ́ ọmọ Haúsá kankan mọ́ tó ń control passport section ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà for now títí tá a máa fi break ìlú yẹn the same thing is happening around the world ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Libya ní access láti lọ sí embassy yín ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní United Arab Emirates so what is the essence of this Nigeria gan kí ni essence of democracy gan and I hope Tinubu will sit his ass quickly and push all these things kó tó di pé Nàìjíríà máa pín nítorí pé Tinubu gan fúnra rẹ̀ ò lè stop pínpín Nàìjíríà in tó lè ṣe ni pé ó lè slow it down ó dẹ̀ lè negotiate pẹ̀lú wa tó bá dẹ̀ náà òun fẹ́ negotiate ṣé kìíní by the time tó bá complete tenure lọ́dún mẹ́rin á padà wá náà fọ́dún mẹ́rin bíi tó bá fún déédéé gbogbo tó lè lò láyé àti lọ́run kọ́lọ́n bá fún lẹ́mìígún wà tàlàáfíà ọdún mẹ́jọ ni but for now ọdún mẹ́rin ló ṣì ní lọ́wọ́ so gbogbo táwọn sọ fún ìtẹ́yìn rò pé kìíní ó máa pẹ́ ká tó gba country no country òun ṣe tó máa pẹ́ ẹ lọ sí embassy níbi ìgbà olórí burúkú mala ló wà níbẹ̀ the weight of disrespect àwọn Nigerians àwọn the same fucking Nigerian yìí bastard ẹ tún máa point finger sẹ́ni èmi pariwo pé ní embassy yìí níbi ìgbà olórí burúkú ni gbogbo wọn látòkè délẹ̀ that motherfucker embassy tó wà ní Nigerian High Commissioner yẹn èyí tún máa point finger sábà tá à ń ṣe Yorùbá nation kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ kò ń ṣe gbogbo wọn ló ní British passport kò ń ṣe gbogbo wọn ló lè gba British passport ẹ̀yin kan sì nídìí tó ń pè ní Nigeria passport láti fi move because kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ travel láti UK lọ sí Nigeria ó máa lo passport kò síbi kankan tí o fẹ́ travel lọ tó ní nídìí passport ìyẹn la ṣe sọ pé olórí burúkú jùpọ̀ ní tìrì tó dé tó ń sọ pé mọ̀ tó gba control lò ṣe olórí burúkú motherfucker ọkọ ẹ̀ náà ló dá wàhálà sílẹ̀ ní sí bomb bastard ètò tèmi ìyẹn máa ẹ̀ka àwọn kékeré gbọ́ ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà náà bá sọ̀rọ̀ kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tó ràn pẹ̀lú f-word is just a normal word olórí burúkú jùpọ̀ ní tìrì wọ́n sọ fún ibò ti gba country pẹ̀lú àwọn ṣọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ níbẹ̀ wọ́n wá manipulate everybody wọ́n manipulate mind yín ẹmọ tó pè ní country ni so Tinubu you have a lot of work to do until we break that country with negotiation eléyìí ò ń ṣe violent negotiation ni àjọ máa jókòó tó bá dẹ̀ sọ pé òfin bá wa jókòó no problem tó bá tásìkò àtúbọ̀ sójú títì padà abẹ́rẹ́ protest wa bomb bastard.
I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The process of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
It has come to an end. But the Yoruba people, àwọn olórí burúkú gbogbo àwọn governors yìí látòkè délẹ̀ gbogbo pátápátá they are motherfucker they are bastard. Àwọn gbọ̀ngàn ló ń gbòdì wa nísìnyí. Àwọn ni wọn ò fẹ́ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú because wọ́n play politics pẹ̀lú orí adé tọ́nà fún wa báyìí tí a fi wá ń jìyà níta. Ìjẹ́ mo yàtá ń jẹ níta ṣá ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílẹ̀ rẹ̀ pé ẹnìkan lẹ̀ ń jẹ̀yà ni. No ṣé ẹ máa ń fi pé ẹnìkan lẹ̀ ń jẹ̀yà ni. Ẹ lọ bèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó wà níta. Àìmọye àwọn sisters yìí àwọn mothers yìí mọ́mí wa kan sì pè mí wọ́n wà ní Amẹ́ríkà wọ̀ níwèé. How can somebody be in America kò níwèé nítorí pé ó kúrò Nàìjíríà? Mo tẹ̀ sọ pé èmi tẹ̀ dúpẹ́ pé mo kúrò Nàìjíríà at age 20. Mo pity gbogbo àwọn bàbá tó kúrò ní 50, 60. Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè. Ẹni tó bá kúrò ní Nàìjíríà tí kò kúrò ní at the appropriate age tèmi kúrò forget ẹ̀ ò lè gbádùn forget it nítorí pé body yìí náà ó ní stamina tó lè ṣe ariwo tí mò ń pa nísìn tó bá dé stage kan mo gbọ́dọ̀ cut it down kò sọgbọ́n ẹ̀ torí pé èmi náà ti pé 40 tí bá ti ń lọ sí bíi 50 ṣé ẹ fẹ́ kí n tó máa pariwo báyìí lójoojúmọ́ lórí social media ni ṣé o mọ̀ pé bí wọn bá ṣe ń dàgbà sí ó ní o gbọ́dọ̀ máa control heartbeat ẹ o gbọ́dọ̀ àtẹ̀dúgbẹ́ báwa tẹ̀ wà nínú system tó ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ sí nínú system tó ṣiṣẹ́ rárá I just pity your life mo pity life yín torí ẹ̀ mo sọ fún yín pé tó bá ń gbọ́n kan tí wọ́n sọ tó bá lọ sí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yàdúrà tó ń sọ fún ẹ pé Nàìjíríà máa da sọ fún ọ pé mo sọ pé irọ́ ló ń pa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tó bá lọ sí church Genesis tó bá sọ fún ẹ pé Nàìjíríà máa da sọ fún ọ pé Koiki ní irọ́ ló ń pa tó bá lọ sí church bàbá Jíyọ̀ Adébóyè tó bá sọ fún ẹ pé Nàìjíríà máa da sọ fún ọ pé irọ́ ló ń pa tó bá lọ sí ti Kúmóyè tó bá lọ tí Akéwùgbà Góòdù bá ní Nàìjíríà máa da ẹni Koiki sọ pé irọ́ ló ń pa every single one of them mọ̀ pé irọ́ làwọn ń pa kò sí nǹkan tó jẹ́ Nàìjíríà irọ́ ni gbogbo wọn ń pa kò sí nǹkan tó jẹ́ Nàìjíríà àwọn ní the remaining 3% wọ́n dá wa dúró àwọn yẹn ní the remaining 3% pẹ̀lú àwọn olóṣèlú àwọn gangan ló ń dá wa dúró àwọn ni wọ́n jẹ́ ká move síwájú and this is the reason why we are saying democracy can celebrate lẹ́nu irọ́ ló ń pa fún yín o kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ democracy is dead gone maybe we should listen to this as well.
If you don't allow Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension.
Dr. Hadiza Sabuwa Balarabe ke zama mataimakiya ta 2019. Ina gaya musu cewa na ɗaya na tsaya na yi lissafi yawanci waɗanda ba musulmi ba su zaɓen jami'anmu. Yawanci. Saboda haka me yasa zan ba su mataimaki? Na yi lissafi za mu iya cin zaɓen ba tare da mun ba su ba. Na ɗaya kenan. Wannan siyasa ne, so kake ka ci zaɓe. Kana neman mutanen da za su zaɓe ka. Mun tsaya mun duba tun da aka fara demokradiyya nan mun duba inda muke cin zaɓe da inda ba ma ci. Mun yi wannan lissafin a siyasance kenan. Amma na biyu abinda muka so mu nuna, kuma cikin shekara 4 na alhamdulillahi mun nuna shine gwamnati wanda gwamna musulmi ne, mataimakiyar gwamna musulmi ne, SSG musulmi, chief of staff musulmi, kwamishinan kuɗi musulmi, ba zai cuci Krista ba a Kaduna. Kuma duk inda muka je muna gaya musu cewa haka ne. Duk saman gwamnatinmu musulmi ne, amma akwai Christian guda ɗaya a jihar Kaduna da zai fito ya ce an zalunce shi ba shi hakkinsa ba. Akwai gundumar da ba mu gyara makaranta ba, akwai gundumar da ba mu yi asibiti ba, akwai inda ba mu je mun yi hanyoyi ba, akwai inda ba mu taimaki manoma ba ko sun zaɓe mu ko ba su zaɓe mu ba, mun ba kuwa hakkinsu. Of course, Kubau sun fi zaɓen mu, saboda haka zan je Kubau in ɗan ƙara musu wani abu. Ko domin sun zaɓe mu, abinda zan ba Jaba zan ƙara ma Kubau tunda Jaba ba su zaɓe mu ba, amma mun ba su hakkinsu. Kuma abinda ku limamai da ulama kuka koya mana kenan. Shugabancin musulunci na adalci ne. Annabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam da sahabbai ya zauna da wayanda ba musulmi ba, da Yahudawa, da Kirista, da wayanda ma kafirai ne, amma suna ce mishi amin don yi musu adalci. Sayyidina Abubakar, Umar, Uthman, Ali dukkansu sun yi musu adalci. Ba wanda zai ce don shi ba musulmi ba ne an take hakkinsa, sai dai dama wanda ya fi son ka za ka ɗan ƙara mishi, amma ba za ka ɗauki hakkin wani ba. Kullum ina tambayar su, ko da muka je muna kamfen wannan zaɓen suka ce kaza in ce gaskiya ne, muna neman wanda za su yi aiki ne, ba mu duba addinin. Of course muna duba addini, amma ba zan faɗi haka ba. Amma abin da nake tambaya, wa aka zalunta? Ka tashi ka gaya mana in gwamnatin nan ta zalunce ka. Ba ansa. Sai dai kawai ka ce da ka saba iskanci, ka saba kashe mutane mun taka ma burki, ko ka saba rufe hanya mun ce in kai haka ga abin da zai biyo baya, kuma ka san za mu yi.
And that is El Rufai there, yabbing and preparing your mind for the Fulanization that is going to happen. You might say it's not going to happen. It's okay. I argue. But one thing is, you are not in democracy. Let's go back again and just read a little bit from our professor engagement. But before that, this was how it all started. When he started preparing our mind. But Nigeria then saw it, but it's late. Let's let Nigerian go. And then we can prepare for the future. Future is in Nigeria more. I know a lot of you don't like that. But we see future more. Inti El Rufai somebody anyway. Wọ́n ní ever jẹ́ kí Christian jẹ́ governor ní Kaduna. Kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè gbìyànjú tó ẹ̀ ní lè jẹ́ governor. I'm sure they have a better agenda by the time tó bá padà sí power tí Tinubu bá ṣe tán. Tinubu máa change so many things but tí not bá padà dé just àbí Tinubu náà ṣe ń ṣe nísìn tó máa change nǹkan bí president mi bá débẹ̀. The same thing Buhari ò lè pàṣẹ mọ́ nísìn. Àṣẹ tí Buhari lè pa ó ti ṣe for 8 years. Tinubu ló máa pàṣẹ nísìn kọ́lọ̀ jẹ́ kó lè pa àwọn àṣẹ tó lè work kí Yorùbá lè fi tètè kúrò. But it's not a Yoruba president. It's a Nigerian president, but there is an advantage that is just there. But tó bá misadvantage yẹn, then the North will deal with every single one of us. The
Yoruba-speaking tribe of Nigeria has been accepted as the 45th member of the Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization. Leader of the Yoruba World Congress, Professor Banji Akintoye, says the membership represents a very important step in the collective quest of well-meaning Yoruba people to achieve the goal of dignity and self-determination.
It is my great pleasure and pride to inform you that the Yoruba nation has been admitted to the membership of UNPO. UNPO means Unrepresented Nations and Peoples Organization, with its headquarters in The Hague. The UNPO expressed their gladness to welcome the Yoruba nation as a new member of UNPO, and they are looking forward to working with us. It is important because it is a great stride, and it represents a very important step in our collective quest to achieve the goal of dignity in the country in which we live, and also to achieve the goal of self-determination for our nation. Our Yoruba nation now has a voice on the international stage via the machinery of the UNPO, which maintains a permanent presence before the United Nations and before other international agencies like the European Union, the African Union, the United States government, and the governments of various other countries across the world.
The Yoruba-speaking tribe of Nigeria has been...
Adúpẹ́lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa Alanu, Professor Adebanji Akintoye. Now let's read again. I'm not going to play you anything of Tinubu this morning. So if you're looking for Tinubu video, those Roy, I am not interested. And also the channels AIT, Owanibe, and also the social media. We are not discussing Tinubu here. We are more of saying to you, ni democracy kokon. Democracy is dead. Dead, gone long time ago. Democracy. As Muki Yabo, thank you so much, and the rest of you. As Pella said, in the 80s, it is demonstration of crazy. Mudubalawo Egbomitonwo program here, they'll send the WhatsApp to me. Muki Omode, Muki Agbalagba, like I said, this program morning is more for the adult. And I can't because there's a lot of swearing inside the program, as we said earlier. Now let's come back straight and talk about a little bit more in Baba Akintoye sọ fún wa àti ìdí tí a gbọ́dọ̀ kúrò nínú Nigeria. So I'm not going to go into everything again. I highlighted. So I'm going to highlight from ibi tí Baba ti sọ̀rọ̀ ní page 2. moving further, this man-made contortion of order demonstrate the fundamental bankruptcy. Sheripa or bankruptcy yẹn, Nigeria ti jẹ gbèsè débi pé. Yeah, I saw that a female officer committed suicide in Lagos State. Kọ́lọ́n kó dúró ti family ẹ̀. Ọ̀pọ̀ ìpa tó ló lọ parọ́ ti lé náà nìyẹn. Nigeria is a crazy country, but so many Yoruba people are still believing in that shit hole. Bankruptcy, kí ló ń pè ní bankruptcy? Gbèsè, debt. The debt tó wà lórí Nigeria bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Gbèsè tó ń bẹ nínú ọrùn Nigeria. Bọ́lá Tinubu ò lè sort it out. Kódà according to bó ṣe sọ fún wa, wọ́n náà máa take 40 years, I will be in my 80s. Tabatẹ̀ máa náà pé rí gbèsè yẹn san, which could likely. But àwọn kan béèrè pé ṣé tá bá wá kúrò ní Nàìjíríà gbogbo àwọn gbèsè yẹn kọ́, àwọn yẹn there are things that will be dealt with between our new government and the other government of wherever, whether Nigeria ṣe fẹ́ keep ààrẹ about other countries, I mean other areas as well. Cherry, the most important part is for àwọn olóṣèlú wa to accept that Yoruba country tá à ń pẹ́, yes, ó gbọ́dọ̀ ní ètò, ó gbọ́dọ̀ ní process. Kò ń ṣe tí olórí burúkú dagboru woman tó ń pè ní Dúpọ̀ ní tìrì tó ń kàn sọ pé ó ti gba country fún yín, ibo ló ti gbà sí, ọ̀nà àdúgbò ló gbà sí, jọ́nà ṣàṣà ló gbà sí àbí Agége. Kódà bóun kan ṣe wà gan kò lè control gbogbo àwọn tó wà lágége, wọ́n bí Dúpẹ́ dá kó control àwọn tó wà lágége kóun ti gba country. Torí social media tó ti rọra ń sọ ní just 2% náà ló ti máa sọ, kò dé sàlẹ̀. And this is why tàṣẹ sọ fún àwọn tí brain yín wọ́n ti fìṣó gbá etí gbogbo yín. Dúpẹ́ fúnra rẹ̀ gan ò lè gba Agége kó lọ sọ fún wọn lágége kóun ti gba country, olórí burúkú woman. Kó lọ sọ fún wọn lágége pé a ti gba country o, a dẹ̀ máa take over local government Agége, kó wá rí bọ́n ṣe máa yọ̀ nǹkan sí lára. Bomb bastard. Bàbá kí tó yìí jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé ká mọ̀ pé the essential non-sustainability tó bá sọ pé nǹkan ní sustainability nǹkan tó fẹ́ dàbí kó bá, but none tó bá ti lè fi none sí àwọn òyìnbó ńláńlá ni. So tá bá sọ pé non-sustainability tó bá sọ pé non-sustainability mo bọ̀ fẹ́ lọ mú mi nínú jáde fún yín. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí, we're pressed with time but we're still okay. Mo kí every single one of us, I can't mention all the names this morning. Tó bá ní sustainability, non-sustainability, sustainability àbí non, NON-SUSTAINBI then TBILITY. Kilo mean the state in which human consumption or activities exceed the ability of the ecosystem to replenish over time. Ojoojúmọ́ lẹ máa jí, ẹ máa expect hope. Hey, hope 93 yìí òun náà láì. So kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ move nínú Nàìjíríà mọ́. Tàbá wá fẹ́ lò ní example kákọ̀ fi buttress tí bàbá kí tó yẹ sọ ní bíbà, because wọ́n ti sọ fún wa pé bankruptcy àti mọ̀ tó ń pè ní bankruptcy. So ti bá lọ sórí English dictionary láti lọ wá bankruptcy, kí ni meaning bankruptcy láàárọ̀ yìí? Tá bá sọ pé nǹkan bankruptcy kí ló mean, kí ni meaning ẹ̀?
Bankruptcy.
Again.
Bankruptcy.
Tá bá ní
bankruptcy.
Tí bá sọ fún ìwọ ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ mi tó ń wò mí,
bankruptcy.
Ìwọ ọmọ tó sọ pé òun ṣe ọmọ Yorùbá Nàìjíríà nìyẹn.
Bankruptcy.
The state of being bankrupt. Nàìjíríà ti wà bankrupt, kò sí owó kankan nínú Nàìjíríà mọ́.
Bankruptcy.
What happened when a person declare bankruptcy? A ti declare Nigeria bankruptcy, kò ń ṣe mi o. IMF, World Bank, wọ́n ti sọ pé Nigeria is bankrupt. So tá bá wá sọ pé tó bá declare ìlú as bankruptcy, when you file for bankruptcy protection, a discharge from the court will relieve you of your obligation to repay your creditor for certain debts. Nigeria is already bankrupt. Kò sí owó kankan tó fẹ́ fi run the government. So ìdí tí ara ṣe ń nìwọ lójoojúmọ́, ó wá ń fìpè ara tó ní ẹ̀yẹn, ìyá ẹ̀ ló ń ṣe ẹ́, bàbá ẹ̀ ló ń ṣe ẹ́, ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ ló ń ṣe ẹ́. No, irọ́ ni gbogbo yẹn, má jẹ́ kí gbogbo wọn fún ẹ ní pàbó. Because kò sí owó láti fi ìyẹn kan ti send message nílẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ìdísìn. Ẹjọ́ mo fẹ́ sanwó ilé láńlọ́ọ̀dù mi. Ṣé ó yẹ kí ọmọ Yorùbá máa pariwo pé láńlọ́ọ̀dù ń disturb òun? Òun lélẹ̀ ní sí message yẹn lélẹ̀. Good morning sir. How are you doing today? And how is your family? Tọ́ba ti ń kí yín bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, owó ló fẹ́ béèrè. Sir, please, I really need your assistance. My landlord has given me 7 days to quit out of my apartment due to my late rent. It will lapse on Friday, sir. I beg you of your support. Èmi gan ní house rent tí mo ní láti san ní bíbá. Ẹ gbọ́ mi, èmi gan ní house rent tí mo ní láti san. Ṣé fi ìpọ́fẹ́ ní ilé tí mo gbé yìí ni? Ṣé fi ìpè mortgage ní ilé tí mo gbé yìí ni? Ṣé fi ìpọ́fẹ́ ni? And these are the reason why tó bá jẹ́ pé ìjọ tí wọ́n ń kọ́lé bí àwọn tó kọ́ ní ilé Jákàndé, irú arákùnrin nísìn kò gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ pé òun lówó lé san. Ara ìyà tẹ̀yìn ọmọ Yorùbá. Kódà ìwọ tó ń gbé lé face me and face you, o ò ní rí 3,000 naira láti fi san nínú ilé face me and face you yẹn. Wàá lọ ru pọ́npọ́n láti àárọ̀ títí di ìrọ̀lẹ́, wàá fún ẹ ní 2,000 naira. Ìtí mo mọ̀ ni. Gbogbo ọ̀nà ìlárò yẹn kò ṣiṣẹ́ kankan. Àwọn àbúrò mi kan wà níbẹ̀ tó bá lọ títí báyìí tó bá máa fi dé báyìí ó máa nọ́ọ̀kì mi. Tí bá béèrè pé lò lọ fún ẹ, a ní 2,000 naira. A lọ ṣe iṣẹ́, ó dẹ̀ ti kọ́ṣẹ́. Bọ̀ nígbà tí kò bá ní system, òkè tá a bá ní kan lágbá ṣọ́ọ̀bù fún, ṣé a tún máa rán owó generator lójoojúmọ́? Don't bastard country. Ẹ jẹ́ mo yóò yà gbogbo gbèríko woro sí woro, ẹ jẹ́ ìyà yẹn kò ṣe kékeré. Tá bá wá fẹ́ lo kí ló ń pè ní non-sustainability. The example of unsustainable resources are fossil fuel. They come from the earth, are not reusable, and will someday be dilapidated. Agricultural practice, land conversion. So Nigeria, bí bàbá Akíntóyè ṣe sọ sí bíbá, is a non-sustainability of the Nigerian state, which our brother Tinubu ó ti ka the first speech ní June 12. Aka títí, ó dà pé mẹ́rin ló máa kà bí, akatọ̀dún yìí, akatọ̀dún tó ń bọ̀, akatọ̀dún mi, adẹ́kàtì last one. Aṣètò wá jáde padà pé ẹ̀tún wá dìbò fóun. Ambition tiẹ̀ ló ń lé. Ambition tí Tinubu ń lé kò ní impact nínú ayé tiẹ̀, kò ń ṣèpè. Nítorí pé Nàìjíríà ní problem. Ara problem yẹn nìkan tí ń tọrọ owó nísìn. Òun fẹ́ sanwó landlord òun. Ṣé ti bá sanwó landlord fún nísìn tó bá tún di next year? Because kò ní iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe. Because tí wọ́n bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ ó yẹ kó lè sanwó lé náà. Ẹni tó bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ ó yẹ kó lè sanwó lé. But nígbà tí ẹ̀ níṣẹ́ mo dẹ̀ sọ fún yín pé ẹ̀ lè rí iṣẹ́ nínú Nàìjíríà kò ń ṣe èpè. KPMG sọ fún wa pé ní ọdún yìí èmi ò mọ ọdún tó ń bọ̀. KPMG only Nigerians will never get a job because industry ò sí. Kò sí industry, kò sí iṣẹ́. Nigeria faces a major, tá bá pè nǹkan ní major challenge as KPMG. Ó jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé kò ní sí iṣẹ́ kankan nínú Nigeria. If anybody is telling you that there will be job, they are telling you lies. Because nobody has prepared you. Òun lélẹ̀. Ìtí KPMG sọ lélẹ̀. KPMG said Nigeria faces a major challenge. Bola Tinubu ò lè resolve challenge yẹn at least for the first 2 years. Tó bá tẹ̀ máa náà fẹ́ ṣe anything, ó gbọ́dọ̀ dé, ó máa jẹ́ the third term, which is the first year. Ó sì wá bó ṣe fẹ́ stabilize the country nísìn because Nigeria ń float lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn. So Bola Tinubu fẹ́ stabilize ẹ̀, ìyẹn ló ṣe yọ subsidy because subsidy yẹn wọ́n san 380 billion pound naira. I take that back. 380 billion ní owó tí wọ́n san ní every month. Ní last year Buhari san $10 billion. Yes, ni wọ́n san fún subsidy. And maybe we should just check. How much was paid subsidy? Subsidy, Nigeria. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited on Friday announced that the country is now spending over 400 billion monthly in your command tọrọ owó lé. That is why I said gbogbo wa la máa jẹ breakfast. Àtiwọ́ tó wò mí, àtiwọ́ tó wò mí, ó máa jẹ breakfast. Kó o lè ríṣẹ́, kó lọ sí gbogbo ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì àti mọ́ṣáláṣí, kọ́ dífá fún ẹ kódà ọlọ́run jẹ́ tẹ̀lé kó tẹ̀lé owó fi ṣe ètùtù ìbẹ́ tó bá tẹ̀lé owó fi ṣe ètùtù ni bìkọ́ tó bá dífá fún ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ètùtù ẹ̀ bí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì gan máa ní kó wá ṣàdúrà ò lè ríṣẹ́ ariwo tó ń tí gbogbo àwọn ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì pa lórí social media yẹn kò ràn tó wà Nàìjíríà irọ́ ni gbogbo ẹ̀ ariwo tá à ń pa yẹn nínú orí online tá à ń ṣàdúrà lójoojúmọ́ gbogbo ẹni mò ń fọ́lò kò lè sort problem tó wà nínú Nàìjíríà because kò sí industry. Nigeria is not an industrialized nation. It's a bastard country that has held us back for the last 63 years. I want to listen to church meeting àti àgbípa àwọn tó wà lábroad ẹni tó ń wáwé ẹni tó ń mọ ẹ ti fẹ́ yàwọ́ oríṣiríṣi problem ló wà lábroad ẹni tó kọ ẹ ti fẹ́ ó ti fẹ́ lọ máa bá bìrù mi sùn níta ó wá bó ṣe fẹ́ pé padà wálé ìyẹn làwọn ìyá yẹn ṣe máa ń kú lórí social media lọ ṣàdúrà there's nothing wrong in that but ẹ̀yin fẹ́ wà nílé àdúrà pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ríṣẹ́ yẹn tuntun ẹ̀dà mi irọ́ ló pa ò lè ríṣẹ́ àdúrà pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ń lọ sí hospital kan tọ́jú mi irọ́ ló pa tó bá rí tiẹ̀ ṣe what about the rest if we are spending 400 billion naira ìdí tí Tinubu ṣe sọ pé no eléyìí ò lè work mọ́ òun ò lè máa san 400 billion àwọn òwò ló ń gbádùn ẹ̀ àwọn olówó ló ń gbádùn ẹ̀ gbogbo ilẹ̀ mọ̀ wọ́n àwọn ọ̀tẹ́dọ́lá gbogbo wọn àwọn marketers àwọn olórí burúkú marketers wọ́n pera wọn ní marketers tó máa gbé epo dé orí sea èèyàn kan á dẹ̀ sign ẹ̀ pé òun rí pé wọ́n já epo yẹn wálẹ̀ wọ́n á dẹ̀ tún dá ship yẹn padà ship yẹn á lọ sí Cameroon á lọ sí Benin á lọ sí Togo wọ́n á wá gbowó lọ́wọ́ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì Nàìjíríà so Tinubu ní right láti stop subsidy kò mí pa n support Tinubu kò sí tó kàn pẹ̀lú Tinubu but ó ní right tó ṣe yẹn but right tó ṣe yẹn ó máa knock gbogbo yín up completely forget it ó bá ní masters àfi kó ya sá kúrò Nàìjíríà ó lè ríṣẹ́ o gbọ́n kan tí KPMG sọ. KPMG has projected tó bá ní kan projected ara tí àwọn àfihàn sọ pé à ń project pé Yorùbá country nìkan ló lè ṣe Nigeria is too late tá bá ní tá bá sọ pé bíyàn bá ní estimated or forecast Bàbá Akíntóyè ti rí projection Nigeria pé this projection is holding us back kò jẹ́ kí a lọ síwájú kò jẹ́ kí a lọ sẹ́yìn àwa dá dúró sójú kan everybody wan pray I don't understand. And that is why we are looking at the
projected.
Kilo mean something that is predicted. Oh my God, I'm predicting if hey, Nigeria can't tell you democracy that don't play you. But your mama so people won't play democracy until nothing is going to change. Estimated something that extends beyond the rest. So if you are thinking that I said so, it becomes so bad. When Richel KPMG was so bad. Into the solely KPMG forecast. KPMG has projected, not forecast, that Nigerian unemployment will rise by 40.6%. Oh my God. Mo kí ẹ ìyàwó mi. Ẹ jẹ́ mo yóò yà. Kódà ìwọ tó mọṣẹ́ kọ́ ò ní rí lọ síwájú torí pé kò ń ṣèwọ gangan Nàìjíríà ló ń affect gbogbo yín kò ń ṣèwọ personally ìlú tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà yẹn òun ló ń affect so 40.6% of you in 2023 and from ó wá láti 37.7 so kàkà kó wá sílẹ̀ ó lọ sókè by almost 3% because tá bá fi 3 sínú 37 ó fún wa ní 40 automatically. So 3% rise. So wá bí pé Tinubu máa drop it down because ìwọ tó ṣe tán ní university expectation ni pé ó yẹ kó ti níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ó yẹ kó máa ṣiṣẹ́ kí èrò ẹni tó ń send message ni pé òun ò rówó san so èmi nísìnyí mo gbọ́dọ̀ gbowó jáde kí n sanwó fún kí n sanwó lé èmi náà lówó lé mi èmi gan lówó lé tí mo fẹ́ san ní UK. The slow ọmọ reason tí kò ṣe sí àṣeyọrí nínú Nàìjíríà wọ́n pè pé the slow pace of economic growth yẹn la ṣe ń sọ pé a fẹ́ control resources wa going further sí nǹkan tí Bàbá Akíntóyè sọ pé the Nigerian culture of inter-people's hatred has almost totally destroyed all of these though Yoruba people were confidently living in a growing prosperity. But that was in 1960. But in 2023, Yoruba people are no longer living in prosperity. live in prosperity because the system that is currently holding in Nigeria right now is not growing. Kódà UK gan, economy UK ó ń bounce ni, kò fẹ́ lọ sókè, kò fẹ́ wá sílẹ̀. America gbèsè tó wà nínú ẹ̀ kò ń ṣe kékeré rárá. I think last week làwọn Senate approve pé kó tún inject billions or trillions of dollars. Torí pé America ò lè afford láti forfeit debt wọn, ó máa affect gbogbo àgbáyé pátápátá. So some of you don't understand the numbers, the basic things. Ìdí tó ṣe ń lọ sí market tí ẹja koste àbí ẹja panla àbí pọ̀mọ́ tó ń rà tó kúrò ní 500 naira tó ti di 800 naira is because kò sí economic growth. Ìdí tí o ṣe ń assume pé o lówó lọ́wọ́ is because kò sí private sector tó fẹ́ employ ẹ. Àfiwọ́ tó bá gbé díẹ̀ sílẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ jọmọ tó gbọ́dọ̀ lọ́yàn tó da ẹ má bínú o gbọ́dọ̀ nídìí tó da o dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ láti lè sáàbù manager kan tó máa gbà sí fún ẹ níwájú nínú ọ́fíìsì. If otherwise mo sorry gan kò ń ṣe pé fẹnu mo ní mọ́mì wa kan pè mí. She told me pé ní 1991 tẹ́mi wọ secondary school wọ́n ní gbogbo àwọn set àwọn pátá káwọn tó ríṣẹ́ àwọn bá àwọn èèyàn sí níbi iṣẹ́ yẹn ni. Ní 1991 ní ilé yo mọ́mì yẹn pè mí ní láti Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n ní gbogbo àwọn sàwáwù àwọn pátá táwọn jẹ́ sisi ní 1991 táwọn fẹ́ wọ ibiṣẹ́. Àwọn láti ní another relationship pẹ̀lú àwọn kan nínú ọ́fíìsì káwọn tó lè gbàṣẹ́ yẹn. Ìwọ wá sọ pé Nàìjíríà máa dà born bastard. Níbo ló fẹ́ dá sí? Wàá máa jí sáyé, wàá máa rówó ra íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì díẹ̀díẹ̀, wàá dẹ̀ máa wo tó ń lọ, máa lọ monitor Davido, monitoring spirit, máa monitor Ghana boy, máa lọ ṣe monitoring spirit pẹ̀lú wọn. You are wasting your time. We are talking about your life now. Life ẹ̀ lèmi wà after. Davido wà after life ẹ̀ ó ń gbádùn ayé tiẹ̀. Ìjọba lè ṣe yes he is a philanthropist as well. He is doing his best. But kò lè fix gbogbo problem. Ṣé uncle ẹ̀ ti fix Ọ̀ṣun state? Ṣé uncle Davido ti fix Ọ̀ṣun state? Tí Davido máa wá fix? Ṣé Davido ní Nàìjíríà ni? No, kò lè fix gbogbo problem yìí. He is enjoying his life. Yes, àwọn kan máa rí ṣe náà ẹ̀. Púpọ̀ nu yóò ní rí ṣe. Oníkan mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. The slow pace òun ni bàbá Akíntóyè sọ pé ní 1960 ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ń grow, prosperity wà. Most Yoruba people now belong in Nigeria, horribly culture of poverty. Inú poverty lẹ́wà. Majority of you are living in poverty. Tó ń pè ní ìṣẹ́, inú ìṣẹ́ lẹ́wà. Ìṣẹ́ yẹn ò dẹ̀ ní kúrò anytime soon, even with the Yoruba man as a president. Ó máa dàbí nǹkan fẹ́ change ni. Kò sí gbogbo pé Tinubu ókè tó bá yọ Emefiele kí ni àwa ní ṣe? Ó yọ Emefiele family Emefiele wá òkè Emefiele faragbá tó ṣe ni. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé ìyàwó Emefiele London ló wà ní àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀? So Emefiele kàn faragbá ni ṣe tí èlé lọ́fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ padà. So gbogbo yẹn gimmicks ni, okay? Ó yọ Emefiele and then so what? Okay nígbà tó yọ Emefiele kí ni okay yes a mọ̀ pé olórí burúkú nìyẹn ó ṣe burúkú nígbà tí ó kówó pamọ́ àmọ́ èèyàn ló kú and then so what? Lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn kọ́. Okay kí la ti gbọ́ mọ́ nísìn gbogbo àti share fídíò eré Emefiele ṣèbí private jet lọ fi gbé lọ wèrè ìwọ bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ Àbújá nísìn ọlọ́mọdé onímọ́tò accident. Emefiele gan nígbà tí wọ́n lọ kọ́ àwọn ọmọ wa ní ọ̀dọ̀ bàámi Ìgbòho Òòṣà wọ́n fi plane kó wọn lọ sí Àbújá orí títì lọ gbé wọn lọ Ọlọ́run ló ní pé wọ́n ní accident ìwọ wọn ń pariwo ṣèbí private jet lọ fi gbé Emefiele so kí ni problem ẹ pẹ̀lú yẹn forget about sórí gbogbo yẹn diversion ni the reality gangan ni pé kò sí economic growth nínú Nàìjíríà limited investment by private sector kò sí private sector kankan tó fẹ́ wá inject owó sínú ìlú tí kò ní àlàáfíà. Baba Akíntóyè went further. The Yoruba people now belongs in Nigeria. Horribly, culture of poverty, which is growing worse and worse. Kò grow worse and worse. Ni mo tún gba message láàárọ̀ yìí. Ní 8:42 ènìyàn mọ̀ bí a mọ̀ ń sùn ni o, bí a mọ̀ rest ni o. Message tẹ̀, ó kọ́kọ́ kí mi ná, ó kí family mi. My landlord has given me, èmi gan ní problem tì mí. Only my landlord has given me 7 days notice. God will always, má máa fi God, mo fẹ́ máa gbọ́ God kankan mọ́. God will always be of help to you. Mess up country. Yoruba educated youth are now confronted by Nigeria hopelessness. Tó bá sọ pé nǹkan hopelessness, ẹ̀yin wá ń pariwo Hope 93, Hope 93 ò wáyé, Tinubu wá débẹ̀. After 30 years, but this time around, 30 years Tinubu ti débẹ̀. Jagaban, and you think he can resolve your problem. You are mad. You are mad. Ìwọ tó ń gbọ́ mi. Máa dunnú pé Tinubu àwọn kan tẹ̀ ń dunnú pé wọ́n rí inú àsọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ dẹ̀. We are talking about our future. We are talking about the destroy gbogbo tó ń pè ní future wa wọ́n dẹ̀ dúró lé lórí àwọn wọ́n dẹ̀ fi ń ta tẹ́tẹ́ wọ́n fi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n fi ń ta tẹ́tẹ́ wọ́n fi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n fi ń ṣe so many things àìmọye lẹ́yìn tó ti ta dànù mo sọ fún yín pé ọlọ́mọ ẹ̀kọ́ ti ta gbogbo ẹ̀yìn tẹ̀wọ́n nù Nàìjíríà kan sẹ̀. Let's go further. So everybody is now playing abroad at a terrifying rate. Anywhere, any better day, anybody will stand up. But everybody will not stand up. Are we going to move 40 million Yoruba people out of Nigeria? Possible. This program ends at exactly 10:30, so I only have 20 more minutes. Against this background, Baba Akintoye ló sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí nísìnyí. So again, Tobago GDP is expected to grow at a slow pace. Bí ọmọ ìgbín ọmọ pé ìgbín máa ń fà ní ara máa lọ díẹ̀ àti tortoise ìjàpá ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà nìyẹn. So ìwọ rò pé Tinubu máa change economy ẹ̀kọ́ máa lọ gbùgbùgbùgbù akọ̀ grow. No, economy yàn grow bẹ́ẹ̀ mú kí a tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Economy yàn ní grow. Wọ́n kàn fi yín tayò ní gbogbo game tí ẹ̀ ń rí wọ́n ti gbé Emefiele inú gbogbo wa ń dùn yes nígbà tó wá gbé Emefiele nǹkan family Emefiele wà okay now. Òmùgọ̀ family Emefiele kò sí kan tó lè ṣe fún Emefiele máa gba lọ́yà wàá release on bail and then so what kí ẹ máa ṣe fún ṣebí Buhari ló rán Emefiele iṣẹ́ Tinubu ò lè bá Buhari jà ló ṣe lọ gbé Emefiele náà ìgbà tó wá gbé Emefiele kí ni ẹ wá ní ṣe Nnamdi Kanu wà níbẹ̀ nísìn release ẹ sọ pé gbé Emefiele is a big man ní Nàìjíríà is a big man tó bá tẹ̀ láàníyàn kò fẹ́ sá lọ he still a big man kò sí nǹkan tó lè ṣe fún ìwọ ni kò sọ̀rọ̀ nípa tààrẹ Emefiele sílẹ̀ Emefiele family Emefiele dọ̀la ọ̀túnla ọmọ máa gbádùn ayé ni ọmọ ìyẹwò tí ó ti wà lọ́wọ́ family ẹ̀ tí wọ́n tó ń kọrin Emefiele. So against all this background, let's come back to the letter of our father Baba Akintoye because we are running out of time now. Against this background, we Yoruba people remain fiercely convinced of the reality of Nigeria, non-sustainability of the Nigerian state as a vehicle. Excuse me. For galvanizing and translating the inherent creative energies of our people, the Yoruba people, into a developmental trust again. We are determined that the bottom-up Yoruba creativity must be released so as to generate the impetus. We feel our meaning impetus here. Let me look the meaning of impetus. So let's break this down quickly. So the about to say impetus. Impetus. Kilo mean. Impetus. 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 The force or energy with which the body moves. So we'll be saying move here. Force energy to ṣe ń lọ tó ń mẹ́rin pé àwọn tàbá ń sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn lọ́ba ẹ̀. So ìdí Baba Akintoye ń try láti sọ níbẹ̀ kí lè ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ kó lè yẹ níbẹ̀ yẹn ń dà. Baba impetus lórí ti rí lẹ́ǹkan. Against this background, we Yoruba people remain fiercely convinced of the reality of the non-sustainability of the Nigerian state as a vehicle for galvanizing and translating the inherent creative energy of our people, the Yoruba people, into a developmental trust again. We are determined that the bottom-up Yoruba creativity must be released so as to generate the impetus. So Baba Akintoye fẹ́ jẹ́ ká generate the impetus. Kí ló ń pè ní impetus? Tá bá sọ pé impetus. Baba Akintoye fẹ́ jẹ́ ká impetus. The force or energy. How can you wá àgbàlagbà? I mean, ẹ̀tọ́ ní mo lọ ìlú kan nígbà kan. Àwa dé post office wọn. No, ṣé hospital ni àbí pé wọ́n ti àrùn tí aṣáàdé ibì kan. Mo ṣáà rí pé tó ń dá wa lóhùn orí ìjókòó ló wà. Nígbà tí wọ́n á gbójú sókè, mo á rí pé ó ní disability. Disability ò mean anything. Wọ́n pọ̀ ní UK. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé tó bá lọ sí till àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé orí till tó jókòó sí yẹn ó dìgbà tó bá dìde ló máa mọ̀ pé kò lè rìn dáadáa pẹ̀lẹ́sẹ̀. But wọn ò ní jẹ́ kó lọ ṣiṣẹ́ tó máa nídìí ẹsẹ̀ tó máa fi lọ bá bọ̀ tẹ́sẹ̀ yẹn máa ró. Ó lè jẹ́ 20 hours ló ń ṣe, ó lè jẹ́ 15 hours. So ìwọ nísìnyí
Impetus.
Body ò ṣe anything. Ó kàn ń sùn, ń jí, ó ń sùn, ń jí. So tá a bá sọ pé what is the meaning of impetus? Stimulation or encouragement. So Baba Akintoye is encouraging us. Pé a ti wà nínú danger. So he went on to say impetus to reenact the historical dynamism for which our Yoruba nation was famed to pass. Ẹlòmíràn ní charity one side wá kọrin ní Windsor. So ìgbà tó wá kọrin kan kò represent Yorùbá. Nigeria ló wá represent. Ṣé rí gbogbo yẹn pàbó ni? Because as far as I'm concerned, tabasi wà nínú Nigeria, British ṣì recognize wa as Nigerians ni. British will recognize wa as Yoruba people. Gbogbo àwọn alákọ̀ọ́sán lórí online o. Gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Hello. British ò ti recognize wa as Yoruba nation. Nigerians lọ sí kàkà. Gbogbo àfẹn tó bá ti ní British passport. Tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ó sì tún jẹ́ ó ń lo dual citizenship. So he's a British and he's also a Nigerian. Kò tí sí nǹkan kan tó ń jẹ́ Yoruba nation o. Don't be fooled. And these are the reason why we are saying that we got to go. So I'll leave all that for now because I want us to listen to this quickly. Mufeka push it into today's conversation before we wind down. And that is ìgbà tí máa yẹn sọ fún wa pé kí ló dé tí ìwọ ṣe àzó pé democracy lè practice nísìn kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ democracy. Democracy bí Fẹlá ṣe sọ was never a true democracy. Kò lè sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ pé a máa wà nínú Nàìjíríà máa wá ṣe wá lógo a máa rógo lò àwọn kan ní a máa rógo lò ìbọlẹ̀ ìfẹ́ rógo o lè rógo kankan lò lẹ́rìí lẹ́ǹkan kẹ́ ìbọlẹ̀ tó wà nísìn o lè rógo kankan lò nínú Nàìjíríà. So don't let anybody fool you, don't let anybody deceive you. Tó máa rí ògo lò kò sí ògo kankan tó máa rí lò nínú Nàìjíríà. Nigeria is now at the verge of people of indigenous asking question. Tani wa gangan? Are we truly Nigerians? Maybe I should play this first while I get the other video ready. Ẹgbọ́n ilé, ẹgbọ́n kan tó mọ̀ yẹn sọ. Ọmọ ìwà impetus nítorí pé kí ni?
Where are you traveling to? I'm not showing you. No, I can show you. So, where are you traveling to? Greece. How many hours? 4. Are you UK based, yeah? Roughly. Don't give me the exact age. How old? How old are you? Roughly. Over 20. If you were in Africa, in Nigeria, I don't know what you'll be doing, but I'm so happy for you. How long have you been doing this job? 3 months. I wish you all the best, and I'm going to be saying safe trip. Bye for now. Can't be able to marry.
Impediment to Yoruba development is the impediment to Oodua development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension. If you don't allow...
And as we're winding the program down, today is not a democracy day in Nigeria. It is all the lies that the West is projecting in your mind. They want you to believe. They want you to think. They want you to accept that Nigeria is running a democracy. But actually, Nigeria is a...
I live in this zoo, Babu. I destroy you.
I congratulate fellow Nigerians who have realized their power, that their votes count. I'm looking forward to tomorrow to fly to my base and go back to my cows and sheep, which are much easier to control than fellow Nigerians.
Hello.
And Mrs. Carol Smith, welcome to the program.
Thank you. May I say how delighted we are to be on Passion. We've looked forward to speaking to an African television station for decades. This is something we have looked forward to for such a long time, and we are so happy to be here.
Thank you. Mr. Aaron Smith was a young, bright, and principled Oxford University graduate who was recruited by the Colonial Office and posted to Nigeria. He took his final examination a year ahead of his class. He also married Mrs. Carol Smith, whom he met while they were both at Oxford University. Together they went to Nigeria, where they had their 2 children. Mr. Aaron Smith, you were featured in a program recently by BBC Radio 4,
yes.
Titled Document,
yes.
And that was hosted by Mr. Mike Thompson.
Yes.
You are alleged that the British government rigged the first and most important election in the history of Nigeria in 1959 in favor of the North. Am I correct?
Yes.
How long were you in Nigeria for?
From 1955 to 1960. And we were based in Lagos. I was on the staff of the Department of Labour. I was largely occupied with employment problems, all the employment exchanges, and statistics, and international reports, and was kept pretty busy. I was also stationed in Lagos in charge of the capital and the port. I was the port labour officer as well, and I also devised a port labour scheme and later a social security scheme, which was one of the first in Africa, which guaranteed workers some income after they'd finished work. It was a providence scheme. As I say, it was called the National Providence Scheme, and I was very proud to have put that on the statute book.
I was going to ask you what your role is. You've mentioned 3 important. Is there any particular name given to your office while you were there?
Just labour officer. I was a labour officer, a senior civil servant.
Okay.
I only intended to stay.
We won't go a little bit more than that. We'll probably be doing that some other time again. I got to start going now. Thank you so much for being part of the program this morning. Mo kí wa láti òkèdélẹ̀ láìyọ ẹnìkankan sílẹ̀. Mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà. There's never a democracy in Nigeria. It's all lies. And those lies is something that we have told you and we will continue to tell you again and again. Nigeria needs to be divided so that the indigenous people can take control back of what belongs to them. Election will not solve our problem. Our problem is the indigenous people not having what belongs to them. And she part of Nigeria. We are Yoruba people. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá. A ní right láti gba country tiwa. Just like German ṣe ní country tiwọn. Àwọn ìlú kékèké Slovakia, Lithuania, Estonia. But process ẹ̀ òun náà ni ìrìnàjò tá à ń tẹ̀. pẹ̀lú bàbá wa Banji Akintoye. Democracy tó ń celebrate ní Nigeria lénìí is all lies. There has never been one. There will never be one. The unity of Nigeria is no longer solid. That unity was destroyed in 1914. It went on to destroy more after the Civil War, when the Biafra said, we want to go. We don't want to be part of this union anymore. This union is not working. The regional government was destroyed. Let me say to you all, there is never a democracy. Tinubu knows that very well. And he's just playing the same script that everyone has played. He will try his best, but his best will never, never, never unite the Nigerians. The Nigerians will continue to complain, 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 complain. Your result of the election cannot change anything. We are better off to divide peacefully so that we can be neighbors, just as UK is still neighbors to Italy, neighbors to Spain, neighbors to all the European countries. If the UK left European Union after 35 years, it's because they want to control their borders. We cannot control our borders. Our borders will never be controlled should we remain in Nigeria. Once again, on behalf of the platform, there is no democracy in Nigeria. Don't be fooled. Democracy is long gone dead, and we can never have peace and unity. Everybody knows that. We cannot be forced to live together, like Pastor Mo said. Thank you to my beautiful mother. Thank you to every single one of you, even if we have not mentioned the name this morning. My name is Olami Koiki. Enjoy the rest of the day, and bye for now.
KOKIMEDIA, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
KOKIMEDIA, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. KOKIMEDIA.
ẹ bá fojú ko eruku ata. ọmọ Oòduà. ọ̀gá Fúlàní ọ̀gá Fúlàní ọ̀gá Fúlàní ló jẹ́ o.
Life is so funny. You come with nothing, then fight for everything, and later leave everything and go back with empty hand. God is powerful.
There's never been a democracy in the location 419. KOKIMEDIA, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. June 12, 2023. This is our own special broadcast for the June 12. Bye for now.